Fair Play is essentially a thriller about power dynamics. We see how Emily navigates her way through a very male-dominated world, and essentially how her relationship unravels with the shift of power dynamics. I think my initial reaction, honestly, was just silence. I'd never read anything that spoke to my soul in a way that I was kind of not expecting, nor had I ever really thought of. But it just really spoke to me in a way that no script really ever has. I really loved Emily's ambition and her drive, and how she is so desperately trying to have everything, you know, the brilliant job and the happy relationship, and you see her clinging on so tight, and you really empathize with that. I think any woman can relate to how it feels to be a woman in a very male-dominated industry. So that part wasn't too hard to imagine. And then, you know, I drew off a lot of my own experiences and my friends and women I knew, their experiences, and also just, you know, we had a week of very intense rehearsals with Chloe and Alden, and we really established that dynamic and created a really safe environment for us to go to the places that we go to in the film. Emily's look was very important, I think, to getting in her headspace. I think, you know, she's surrounded by men in suits, essentially, and she's wearing these kind of stiletto heels, and I think, you know, that's kind of the only way she feels confident. And I think Luke slowly picking at her, what she's wearing, and kind of getting under her skin in that way is very unsettling to her. I think with Alden and I, we worked very well together, and so we established like a great working relationship, which was amazing. And you know, Chloe having such a brilliant director who really knows what she wants, again, it adds something to that dynamic and that chemistry that is kind of unexplainable. At the beginning of the film, Emily sees Luke through these kind of rose-tinted glasses. He's very intoxicating, and they live a very similar lifestyle, and you know, you feel that chemistry, that excitement that they have together at the beginning of the film that's so intoxicating, I think, even as a viewer to see it. And we've all been there. But ultimately, when the walls come down, there's a lot of insecurity there in Luke that that you slowly see coming into play, and I think by the end of the film you just see a really insecure, vulnerable man. Eddie was such a breath of fresh air on the set as well, because we'd shot all the interiors in the apartment, and then we went to the office, and Eddie came in and brought this kind of fresh energy, exciting energy to the set, which was really fun and a joy to have around. And he's also just so, you never know what to expect with Eddie. He always gives you something different. You're always on your toes. I mean, there's a scene in the film where Eddie's character really screams at Emily, and I just remember shooting that scene and feeling so terrified by his character. And then we cut, and, you know, he's finishing telling you a joke that he started before the take. I mean, he's so like in and out of character, and it just really keeps you on your toes and is a lot of fun. So it was great working with him. I could go on and on about working with Chloe. Chloe, I mean, for her first feature, it was just incredible to see how she worked with the actors. You know, this was written by her, so the script was phenomenal, but I I was excited and interested to see what she was like as a director. And I mean, she just knew she had such a specific vision for the film and for every scene. So, you know, she knew exactly what she wanted from both me and Alden. So it was just, it felt very easy coming onto set and knowing that you were in very, very safe hands, because she would always push us to the brink. We thought we could, you know, we'd start a scene and you think it's going to go a certain way, and Chloe would always, you know, just shift it and push us, and by the end you're absolutely exhausted, but you've given everything you can give. And yeah, it was really fun working with Chloe. Going into shooting the film, I knew that there's specific scenes in the film that are, you know, on the darker side, and it was really important to me to hear Chloe's vision for those, and you know, specifically the beginning scene, which I'd never read anything like it on a page, and to me that's, you know, it happened, so it was crazy that I'd never come across that in a script before. But the fact that it foreshadowed kind of the end of the film and the gruesomeness of their relationship in a way was exciting to me. And, you know, those scenes are so specifically, there's a reason for every single aspect of those scenes. So we really crafted them very carefully. I think this film really explores how women can feel very crippled and isolated by their success, and how they have to ultimately suppress a lot of their strengths to kind of avoid the rage of a really insecure man, which is ultimately what Luke ends up being. The last scene in the movie is really Emily reclaiming her power, and the power that Luke takes away from her in the film. And he doesn't hold himself accountable, and that angers Emily. Time in history would be the right time for a movie like Fair Play. I think I've been waiting for a movie like this for a long time, and I really hope audiences take away a lot from it.